Hello and welcome to my podcast. I'm Jacob Flanagan. Today I will be discussing a one-year growth plan for an admissions team with specific focus on training, technology, tools, social and emotional learning, and a clear path for team development and professional growth. This plan is designed to not only improve outcomes, but to create a stronger, more consistent, and more scalable team over a period of time. When I think about growth in admissions environments, I do not just think about the numbers. I think about the people, processes, skills, and systems. A team does not grow simply because leadership tells them to grow. A team grows when leadership creates clarity, consistency, accountability, and support. That is the foundation of my one-year growth plan. At its core, this plan is built around 5 priorities. The first is social and emotional learning, or SEL. The second is initiatives and process improvement. The third is training and development. The fourth is technology, tools, and implementation. And the fifth is a clear growth path for the team over the course of the year. Together, these 5 areas create a framework that allows a team to move from being reactive to proactive. And it takes away being inconsistent to becoming disciplined, skilled, and high-performing. Let me begin with social and emotional learning. In many workplaces, SEL is overlooked because leaders tend to focus on hard-performing metrics. But in admissions, emotional intelligence is not optional, it's essential. Admissions professionals work in a people-centered environment. They are consistently communicating with students, handling concerns, responding to stress, managing objections, and guiding people through important life decisions. That means the team must be trained not only in what to say and what to do, but also in how to communicate, how to regulate emotions, and how to build trust. In this growth plan, SEL development would focus on 5 key areas. Those include self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. In the first quarter, the team would complete foundational development in active listening, empathy, professional tone, emotional regulation, and conflict management. In the second quarter, those skills would be reinforced through coaching, conversations, role-play exercises, and peer feedback. In the third and fourth quarters, those same SEL competencies would be measured through communication, quality, coaching, repetitiveness, professionalism, and team interactions. Why does this matter? Because technically skilled admissions representatives can still struggle if they do not know how to manage themselves well. And on the other hand, when a team develops emotional intelligence, the student's experience improves. Internally, communication improves, and the team becomes more stable and mature. The second priority is initiatives and process improvement. One of the biggest challenges in admissions is inconsistency. When people begin using their own method, skipping key steps, or redefining expectations, performance becomes unpredictable. For that reason, this one-year growth plan includes a strong focus on creating a standardized admissions process. That process would define what should happen from the moment a lead is received all the way through enrollment. It would outline expectations for the initial call, discovery questions, appointment setting, follow-up, student progress, and cross-functional coordination. This is important because many performance issues are not strictly people problems. Often they are systems problems. If the process is unclear, if expectations are vague, or if the accountability is inconsistent across the board, results will vary no matter who is on the team. So in quarter 1, the focus would be on mapping the student journey and clearly identifying what success would look like at each stage. In quarter 2, scorecards, KPI reviews would be introduced to measure whether the process is actually being followed. In quarter 3, leadership would audit call quality, show rates, and conversation patterns, identifying gaps and coaching opportunities. And in quarter 4, the process would be redefined are refined based on data and results. The third priority is training and development. Training should never be treated as a one-time event. It should be a continuous system, a system that you can rely on. In this growth plan, training would happen in 4 main categories. Those categories are onboarding, skill development, coaching reinforcement, and leadership development. For onboarding, a new team member would receive structured training in admissions. In the process, with communication standards, compliance expectations, CRM documentation, appointment setting, and student support coordination. For example, and for an existing team member, there would be monthly skill building sessions focused on areas such as discovery questions, objection handling, the time management so that you're not time leaking, follow-up strategy, and interview preparation. Weekly coaching would also be a major part of this plan, but the coaching would be focused and intentional. Instead of overwhelming team members with too many corrections at once, the leaders would become focused on 1 or 2 critical improvements at a time. Why does this matter? Because people grow faster when coaching is clear, specific, and manageable. Another important part of this training plan is measurement. Training should be connected directly to outcomes. That means leaders should evaluate whether training is actually improving things like conversation rate, appointment show rate, communication quality, student progress, and documentation accuracy. If training is not improving outcomes, then it should be adjusted in a timely manner. Leadership development is also built into this plan. Strong team members need future leaders. That means high potential team members should be developed, not just to perform well individually, but also to model standards, support peers, and eventually take on greater responsibilities. This helps build a stronger bench and makes organizations more sustainable over time. The fourth priority, of course, is technology, tools, and implementation. A modern admissions team cannot rely on effort alone. Technology must be used to improve visibility, consistency, speed, and accountability. This plan, there are 5 major technology areas that matter the most and must be used. The first is a CRM system. This is where lead activity notes, follow-up tasks, appointment outcomes, barriers, and student stages should all be documented accurately. The second is communication technology, including phone, text, and email platforms that support timely and professional outreach. The third, of course, is reporting dashboards, which also allow leadership to track KPIs such as contact appointment setting, interview completion rates, show rates, and most importantly, enrollments. The fourth is training technology, such as shared learning platforms or resource libraries where SOPs, scripts, recorded calls, and development materials can be stored and accessed. The fifth, of course, and my favorite, is workflow and scheduling tools, which improve coordination across admissions, financial aid, and student services. Technology training would also be phased across the year. In quarter 1, the focus would be on proper use and documentation standards. Of course, in quarter 2, the focus would shift to efficiency and follow-up consistency. In quarter 3, reporting tools would be used more aggressively for coaching and performance management. And in quarter 4, leadership would evaluate whether the tools are actually supporting growth and where adjustments are needed. Technology would never replace leadership, but it should absolutely strengthen execution. The fifth and final priority is a clear path for growth for the team. People perform better when they understand where they are, what is expected next, and how growth will happen over time. Growth is never easy. People fight growth every day. This one-year plan breaks down the team development into 4 phases. Quarter 1 is focused on stabilization. This is where the team learns the standards, understands the expectations, and builds a foundation in process communication and technology. Quarter 2 is focused on consistency. At this stage, team members are expected to execute the process with stronger discipline and fewer breakdowns. Quarter 3 is focused on optimization. This is when leadership begins identifying patterns, coaching with more precision, and developing stronger performance and examples for the rest of the team. Quarter 4 is focused on scale and sustainability. At that point, the team should not only perform better, but doing so with more confidence, more professionalism, and less confusion. The expected outcome of this growth plan are clear. The team should demonstrate stronger communication, improved appointment quality, better show rate, cleaner CRM usage, stronger cross-function coordination, and improved conversation performance. Just as important, the team should also demonstrate stronger emotional maturity, better coaching responsiveness, and more stable professional culture. In closing, a one-year growth plan for an admissions team must go beyond performance metrics alone. Sustainable growth comes from combining leadership discipline, social and emotional learning, the process around clarity, targeting training, and smart technology use. When leaders build those implementations, they are intentionally building their teams. Teams do not just work hard, they work better. And when teams work better, students' outcomes, organizational outcomes, and leadership outcomes are improved. Thank you for listening to my podcast on building a one-year growth plan for an admissions team. This is Jacob Flanagan. Until next time. Bandura A, 1986, Social Foundation of Thought and Action, a Social Cognitive Theory, Princeton Hall. Boratz, R.E., 2018, The Behavioral Level of Emotional Intelligence and Its Measurement, Frontiers in Psychology 9, Article 1438. Castle, 220, What is SEL? Collaborative and Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning. Coleman D., 1995, Emotional Intelligence, Bateman Books. Cotter, J.P., 1996, Leading Change, Harvard Business School Press. Northhouse, P.G., 2022, Leadership Theory and Practice, 9th edition, Sage. Sage, P.M., 2006, The Fifth Discipline, The Art and Practice of Learning Organizations. Rev. E.D., Doubleday. Uckel, G.A., 2013, Leadership and Organization, 8th edition, Pearson.